Hey, Lake Travis Prayer, and this is Kyle Hubbard with the Gatekeeper encouragement for the month of March. This month, I want to talk to you about how you, as a gatekeeper, practically serve your community by salting it with your prayers, with your offerings of worship. And so, Jesus tells us in Matthew 5 that we are the light of the world and that we are the salt of the earth. And so, salt has 3 or 4 main functions that I want to talk about really quickly, and you can quickly see that your life or your time here as a gatekeeper will parallel the functions of salt within our society and within our community. So salt, first of all, makes things taste better, and just a little bit goes a long way. And so me being on a low sodium diet right now, I know the importance of just a little bit of salt and just how pleasing it makes a bland soup taste. It makes any sort of food that needs just an upgrade, just how much a little bit of salt goes a long way. So think about your little bit of time going a long way, not only to make your life pleasing to other people around you when you're full of joy, when you're full of the kingdom of God, but most importantly, your life will be even that much more pleasing to the Lord himself. And you can think of your hour as a pleasing, tasteful aroma to God. And yeah, when you come in here, when you're the salt of the earth, it makes this region taste better to God, just in a small way, but we know the small things that we do go a long way. So think of it that way. Salt also, the second thing salt does is it prevents corruption, or it prevents decay. And so when you put salt in meat, that's how they used to preserve meat for long journeys. They would salt it. So when you put salt in something, it actually preserves it. And many foods that have lots of preservatives, the reason the sodium content is so high is because it has to preserve it for a long time. But think of your time here as a gatekeeper, or your life here in this community, in this region, as being that preserving aspect that preserves this community, the other people in our region. It preserves it from the wrath of God, from the righteous judgment of God. Not only do you make this region taste better with your small acts of love here as a gatekeeper, but you also preserve it. You hold back the corruption or the decay that is caused by sin. Another thing that salt does is it makes you thirsty. So we know if we have salty popcorn or salty food, it makes us thirsty for water. And we can think about, as we're acting as the salt of the earth, we're preserving, we're making this place taste better to God. We're also making other people thirsty for God. So when you walk out of these doors full of the attributes of heaven, righteousness, peace, and joy, because you've just spent time looking at the perfect one who is full of righteousness, peace, and joy, you're going to make other people around you naturally thirsty for what you carry. You're going to make them naturally thirsty for God himself. And they might not be able to put a word to that, or they might not know why they're thirsty around you, or why they feel something, a lack. But you're going to be able to quickly tell them that it's God himself. I just spent a few hours with God, or I just spent an hour with God, and it's really changed my attitude. That's why I'm not getting upset in this situation. That's why I'm acting in a godly way. So think of yourself as the salt of the earth, and think of yourself in a grander sense as salting your community, making it more pleasing to God, making it taste better to God, preserving or holding back the corruption or decay that is due by sin, and making other people thirsty for God. So you are the salt of the earth, Lake Travis Prayer Room Gatekeeper. Each time you come in here, you're salting this region even that much more. You are important. We love you. Have a great rest of the month of March, and I'll see you back in April.